Welcome back. Well, Mr. Rotimi Fashakin joins us now. He is a member of the media and publicity team of Buhari Campaign Organisation as we continue our focus looking ahead of the elections. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Well, for those who have said we ought to be focusing on issues, not personalities, they like to see such issues take center stage. I mean, Mr. Abakoba was talking about national order, how that even if we conclude these elections and don't focus on restructuring, we may be beating about the bush. But how is this campaign going on for you? Let's start from there.
Well, it's going very well. Very, very well. I mean, you can see that beyond the distraction of the certificates of our presidential candidate, we moving on with powerfully. We appear very unfazed, about it. You can see, or you saw the campaign at Abeokuta in Ogun State very well. I mean, we just appearing unperturbed about it.
Why do you think it's a distraction?
Yes, reason that you need to ask the PDP and the people that have brought it as a front burner issue for a while now. I recall, I think some days ago, was it yesterday or two days ago, that Malkwe here asked pointedly one of the discussants, people who had talked about this. I mean, that's why is this coming up, I mean, for the first time, the second time, the third time? I mean, General Buhari had contested elections for 3 times now. I mean, those issues were not there then. I can understand why they are coming up now, because it's very traumatic for any man to see defeat 5 weeks away.
But did he submit it?
And now, let me come. First of all, let me present facts to you, and then we'll talk law. This thing, okay?
While also answering if he submitted
absolutely, we'll look at all these facts. This thing, the facts. Number one, we see Buhari born 17th December 1942. Between 1948 and 1952, he attended primary schools at Dora and Mayadua. In 1953, he attended, between 1956 and 1961, he attended Katsina Provincial Secondary School, now Government College, Katsina. He joined the army in 1962. He attended officer cadets training at Mons in Aldershot in England. In 1973, he attended defense. Now,
I'm afraid that we have to interrupt that because we're not asking for a biography of your presidential candidate.
You see, the thing is
what we're asking, just a moment,
yes, okay.
You have said that this is a distraction, but some people will say that this is a banana peel. I mean, for a party like yours, you say that you appear unperturbed, but a lot of people will say it's about appearance, because even at the rally you had yesterday,
yes,
the national leader of your party was forced to address that particular matter, even though he was trying to dismiss it. It has refused to go away. It continues to form a part of every discussion that every APC supporter or party member must answer to, as to where the certificate of their presidential candidate is. And we wonder why it is such a big issue that, the APC can't simply put out the certificate and put a rest to this matter once and for all.
Thank you very much.
Or is it possible that the certificate doesn't exist?
Thank you very much, Mokwe. And I was just coming to that before you interrupted, and I will take it on from this thing. The additional facts are that on 24th of November, 2014, General Muhammadu Buhari deposed to an affidavit, that his certificates, not photocopies, original certificates, are with the Army Secretary, the Secretary of the Military Board.
Original, not
original.
photocopies.
Original. That the certificates are with the Secretary. Now,
because it
typically,
right there, it's the original.
Now, typically, you will say, okay, before General Buhari entered the army, he had his secondary school certificate.
Let me just get this clarification. If you say he deposed at the original,
he deposed that the certificates, his certificates are with, when you say your certificates are with, now listen, Now, listen,
Not the original.
Just wait a minute. Hang on. Typically, I mean, you look at before General Buhari entered the army, he had personal certificates with which he tendered that qualified him to be considered eligible to be in the army in the first place, in secondary school. He went to a secondary school for 5 years. He was even a prefect in that school, which is now the Government College Katsina. Now, before he entered that the army institution, he had a certificate with which he entered. That's one.
Sorry,
which was his own.
You will continue. I
Yes.
hope you don't lose your train of thoughts.
Yes.
But you know that if I can attend primary school, if it's the norm there, that you become a prefect in maybe 4 or 5 before you get to 6. I could be a prefect in 4 or 5.
Okay.
No, just a minute, let me finish.
Yeah.
I could become a prefect in 4 or 5 before I get to 6. And then maybe when I get to 5, I don't take SSCE.
Okay, now, say.
You know it's possible.
That is okay.
I'm just being hypothetical.
Yes, I like that. It's quite possible. Yes. But we'll look at the matters of the law later on. But let's look at the facts that I'm just talking now. He presented certificates to be able to enter into the army. Fine. Those certificates, the original should be with him. Okay? It's only the photocopies that the army should have. Now, he entered the army. All the training that he went to, I mean, like the Defense College, training in Wellington, India, the training at the War College in USA, all the original of those certificates are usually, typically, sent to the Secretary of the Army Board, of the, military board, typically. And that's a fact. You can check that. There are generals that are retired now, that their certificates that they had for training, that they had in training, are still with the military board. That's one. That's